Have you been caught up lately by your child's emotional outburst and a beautiful tantrum and you're caught so off guard you don't know exactly how to go about it? In this video, we are going to talk about little things that you can do to help your child recover sooner so that at least they can be able to listen with you. Hi and Jumbo, welcome back. My name is Margaret Chirong and I have been an early childhood educator for so many years, and these are some of the things honestly I have practiced, and the key word here is practice, and they have worked for me. At least to so many children when they are caught up in that space of emotional outburst. Now let's face it, when the child is having that emotional outburst or a tantrum, they are gone. They will not be able to reason with you because they are on the survival mode. Survival mode meaning they're in the fight or freeze. That is where they are. Nobody is able to reason when you're in that space, as well as children. So the best thing that we can do, honestly, is to make sure that we are not looking at these outbursts as an inconvenience. Because most of the time that is where we default. We start telling the child you're okay. And they're not okay, because otherwise if they are, they wouldn't throw that tantrum. We know for sure that they are not okay, and they're doing everything that they can to communicate that they're feeling something that is unusual through this beautiful tantrum because of what happened. Now, the thing is here that they still don't know the connection between what just happened and what they are feeling. And that is actually the task. Our job is to help them come from the survival mode to where we can reason. But it's a journey. And we cannot hurry it, because if you hurry it, then we'll be driving them farther, or they'll feel not seen, not heard, not even understood. Now, how can we be able to help the child recover sooner? One of the things that you can do is to check yourself. If you're anxious, or if you're also startled, they'll also continue to be startled because they feed off our emotions many times. They feed off of our energy. If you're calm, you can figure out a way to calm down if you are feeling a little anxious, because you want to start modeling for the child the calmness that you expect them to have. How can they be able to calm down if we can't, right? If I cannot be able to calm down, how do I expect the child to be able to calm down? Then the second thing to do is to empathize and offer compassion. It is very hard for them to be in that state where they're helpless. Recognizing that emotional outburst is natural, and they do not know exactly what to do. Part of it, they do not have the vocabulary to express what they're feeling. They do not have the language or the words to say what they're feeling. So to recognize that it is natural will help you be able to empathize with them and offer compassion, which they need that very moment. After you are able to empathize, the way you speak to them in that state of fright, fight, freeze mode will help them recover sooner, or you drive them far away. First, we have to acknowledge what just happened to them. Now, the way we say it will again drive them away or bring them back sooner. It is important that we avoid telling the children what they're feeling, because we don't know. We don't know what it is that they're feeling. By changing the way we say it and changing the words, we know that words have power. And so by changing those words, we'll help the child be able to identify where they are in the line of the emotions of what it is that they are feeling. You can use words like, it seems you're angry because you wanted that toy and you can get it. You use the word seems and then you pose it as a question. By doing that, you create a space and a gap where the child now can be able to respond and figure out, no, I'm not frustrated, or no, I'm not angry. So the child, if they're able to speak, they will be able to say, I'm scared, or my friend took my toy. So as soon as we acknowledge that and they tell us exactly what it is, then we come to the next one. Maybe they're still crying. We help them connect that event they had just described to us, or we help them describe. We connect that event with what they are feeling, because they are not able, most of the time they are not able to connect. And now they know, oh, when this happens, this is what I feel. They're able to come after that. You are able to identify, or to help them identify the event or connect the event to the emotion. Then you help them calm down. You can help them calm down by modeling. Again, you're modeling. The way you model the calmness, now you model how to calm down and how to self-regulate. You can do that by counting numbers, then by taking a deep breath together. You can squeeze the fingers if that is how your child responded to, Or you can even have the squishies, those stressors, the squish balls. You can also offer them. That way they can be able to release the distress that they have. When they recover, if it is a child who have words, let them express or figure out, help them to problem solve. Figure out a way you can be able to connect and exactly how it would have happened or what they could have done. For example, if the toy was taken by a friend, you are suggesting, you're not telling them, you are suggesting to them, maybe you can go and talk to your friend to give you back the toy. If they don't have the words, you can give them the words and say, you can tell them that toy was mine. If they're not inclined to that, then of course you offer two positive choices so that you can pivot from that scene. You pivot quickly and you offer two positive choices. Two positive choices meaning that now you are empowering them so that they feel empowered to make the choices or to make the decisions. Now, you don't care whichever one they choose. You just want to pivot so that at least you can talk to them about this issue that happened when they're completely sober or when they can be able to figure out things for themselves. Now, it is important to know that toddlers, tools, they may not have the words, they may not have the vocabulary even to be able to express what happened or what they wanted. Again, the great thing to do is to pivot quickly and give them two positive choices so that they can feel again empowered to make the choice. To recap for you, a child has had a beautiful tantrum and an outburst. So technically they are inner survival. We want to bring them to where they can now connect the emotion with the event. After they are able to do that because they are still crying or they're still sobbing, then of course they are in a space where they are ready to calm down. We guide them to calming down by modeling for them and explaining what it is that we are doing. And then they can reason. After now they're able to reason, now you can be able to offer the solution. You can be able to suggest, again, we are suggesting, and then you can be able to empower them by giving them two positive choices if you have to pivot. And then later you can come back to exactly what happened, and then you can brainstorm together on what it is, the possibilities. If you're in the classroom, of course, this is a great way to sit down with the children, maybe during group meeting, and you can talk about scenarios and what you can do, and children start getting it. Remember, you're teaching children on this lifelong journey where they can be able to self-regulate. We are building a muscle where they can be able to self-regulate, and most of the time they don't know. Now we repeat over and over again. That is why I say it is a practice. They start getting it. I have seen children who honestly, they're frustrated, and most of the time we interpret that to be a tantrum. And they get frustrated because they were trying to connect stuff and they are not connecting. And you can see them throw down and they throw themselves down, but you can see them now thinking through, taking a deep breath a little, saying, I'm frustrated. And you can see them walking away or seeking for help. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know how exactly you deal with your child's temper tantrum or that emotional outburst in the comment. Remember,